BetMGM tweeted out yesterday and released this little interesting nugget, and they write here, and I want your guys' reaction to this. The Detroit Lions are the most bet-on team to miss the playoffs at plus 145. So out of all the teams you could have chose, the team that could flare out and miss the playoffs, Lions are the most bet-on team. And Sam, I'm not going to speak for you, but I think part of that is the Jekyll and Hyde last season, the 1-6 to the 8-2. Nobody really knows. I feel like everybody has a comfortable idea with what they're going to do, but with that kind of season, it's hard to project. You kind of look at how they finish, but then you look at that 1-6 start and go, yeah, they're still part of that, but they're a much better football team. But they're still betting on them to miss the playoffs, Sam.
Well, that's the thing, because as much as the Detroit Lions had a hell of a year, and especially a hell of a finish, they still did miss the playoffs last year. And I wonder if as fans, as Detroit Lions fans, even though you see them getting a lot of love from the national media, if we're a little bit insulated, because there is not one person in this entire building, not one, that thinks the Detroit Lions are not winning this division. And most people think they're winning it going away. Right. But then last year, I remember this is just kind of a funny nugget, because my wife is a lifelong Detroiter. I, of course, am not, as most of you guys know on the air. And when the Lions were making their run, we would have these little conversations, and I would just be like, this Lions team is looking really good. We all had those conversations. They looked like the best that we'd ever seen them look, certainly since 2014. But all she could ever come back with is, the Lions are going to lose. And she's not a big football fan, but I think Detroiters who aren't...
It's programmed
in their head. And I would like to think that people who are betting don't fall for that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I just wonder if it's just because they're the Detroit Lions, and also because they didn't actually make the playoffs last year.
When I first saw it, I can understand why, especially at plus 145. You might as well throw a couple dollars on there. But my initial reaction was, if they miss the playoffs, Sam, that means they don't win their division.
Who the hell is going to overtake them?
Who's winning the division? Unless Jared Goff breaks a leg. Now
sure.
that's an exception. You're not gonna,
That's why we have Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Maybe not next year.
Hendon.
Have Nate Sudfeld.
Yeah, Nate Sudfeld.
You,
yeah, that's a nice one,
Do you
JB.
not hear the sarcasm in my voice?
You know what? Sudfeld out there, I would just never watch another game for the rest of the season. I'm sorry. Hendon Hooker, I would. But at that point, if Jared goes down, I understand. That point, season's essentially over for the most part, but then other teams would disagree with that statement, because if they have backup quarterbacks that are serviceable, you could stay alive. But no doubt, with what's behind Jared, Hendon, I don't think, is ready to play right away until he's healthy. But that's the only way, is if Jared Goff gets hurt.